in politics is called closing the deal. So let's begin with an introduction, starting with candidate Derrick Jackson, and then proceed down the table. Again, 1 minute. Sir, begin.
Thank you, Greg. Good evening, everyone. My name is Derrick Jackson. John Lewis once said, when you see something that's not right, we have a moral obligation to act. I'm running for governor because we have a leadership gap where accountability is missing. We do not need a celebrity or a career politician. Georgia needs a qualified commander-in-chief and chief executive. I served during my tenure at GE a $1 billion portfolio that covered 162 countries. I'm also a retired lieutenant commander. I served 22 years in the United States Navy. I'm running for governor because I continue to fight for our rights. Georgia is a $73 billion operation. That's CEO work.
Candidate Jackson, thank you very much for your opening remarks. We go down to candidate Brown.
Hello, my name is Olu Brown. I'm excited to be here today. I'm running for governor because I'm an everyday Georgian, and I believe that Georgians deserve the very best. I'm a father, I'm a husband, so I know what it is to be a provider and a protector. I'm a small business owner, so I know what it means to meet payroll, and I built one of the largest congregations in the state of Georgia with a multi-million-dollar budget and a multi-million-dollar payroll. My whole life has prepared me for this very moment. I know what it feels like to drop a kid off and look at them and wonder if you're ever going to see them again. I know what it feels like to wake up before payroll day with a lot of stress. And I also know what it feels like to sit across the table from a family going through a traumatic experience. I'm a builder, I'm an architect, I'm a designer. Help me build Georgia's next chapter. My name is Olu Brown, and I want to be your next governor.
I'm Mike Thurman. I formerly served Chatham County in coastal Georgia as your labor commissioner and as your DFACS director. And I am ready for the fight. I said to my friends and family and people all over this state, number one, something must be wrong with me. I'm not discouraged. I'm not downtrodden. I'm not fearful about tomorrow. The one thing I know is that we don't have to make America great again. America has been, is, and will always be the greatest nation on the face of this earth. I come to say to you today, let us rise to this occasion. Let us stand up. Trump is in the White House, but God is still on his throne. And if I know that to be true, I know we can rise and we can win. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Keisha Lance Bottoms, and like so many of you all, I woke up the day after the last presidential election wondering what it meant for me personally, my family, my community, and my state. And then I prayed, and I asked God to show me what I would be called to do in this season. So after a lot of prayer and careful consideration, I am offering myself as a candidate for governor. I served as mayor under the first Trump administration, so I know what it's like to have to stand up and fight against a bully. I am here back in the ring wanting to fight on behalf of all of you to expand Medicaid, to eliminate state income taxes for our teachers, to ensure that we have affordable housing, and to support our small businesses. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. My name is Jeff Duncan. It's been nearly 30 years since a Democrat's been sworn in as governor, and we can all come up with our complicated reasons why that's the case. But the reality is it's pretty simple. We haven't gotten enough votes. To be a governor in Georgia, you've got to win more than your base. I'm building a coalition big enough to do that between Democrats, independents, and disgusted Republicans to show up and for the first time in nearly 30 years, vote a Democrat into the governor's house. You know, to win, we've also got to be focused. This Democratic Party from top to bottom has got to be focused. We've got to meet a majority of Georgians where they're at. I'm focusing on the affordability crisis, the healthcare crisis, and the Donald Trump crisis. You know, there's some skeptics in the room. I used to be a Republican, and I understand there's some skeptics. But I want to make sure you understand I haven't lost my mind. I found my heart like many of you. This is a process that we've got to win. right? Then if the next governor is not sitting on this stage, then Donald Trump becomes our default governor. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Estevez, and I'm running to give the hardworking people of this state a fair shot. I know that Georgians are sick and tired of working harder than they've ever worked and barely getting by. And it's because of politicians like Donald Trump and my opponents, both Republicans and Democrats. And in times of crisis, I've always run towards the fight, and that's what I'll do as governor of this state. I'm from the south side of Columbus, where I was raised by two parents who didn't go to college but taught me everything I needed to know. Love my God, work hard, and leave my community better than how I found it. It's those values that I took with me as a middle school social studies teacher, as a state senator, and as chair of the Atlanta Public Schools Board of Education. I will focus on what matters: your health, your wealth, and your opportunities. As governor, you can always count on me to stand up and fight back against Donald Trump and make sure that you keep and grow the money in your pockets and our children have more opportunities than what we've had. I look forward to earning your vote.
Ma'am.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having us tonight. I'm State Representative and candidate for Governor Rua Roman. I was raised here. My dad is a farmer here, and my grandfather is buried here. I love this state with all of my heart, and I firmly believe that we deserve so much better than what we've gotten over the past few decades. The reality is we need somebody who, yes, is willing to fight, but actually has been in the fight. And it's why I'm running for governor, because I want to take homes back from corporate landlords. I want to raise Georgia's minimum wage. I want to reopen hospitals. I want to press pause on data centers. If you do me the honor of electing me as your next governor, I will use every tool at my disposal to complete our platform and make sure that Georgia is a place that we can afford and where we belong. So thank you.